Hey you guys, this is Smitty here again. This video here is basically, this is like part of a two, possibly three-part little series here of videos I want to talk about. And this is just talking about as to why an ability-based system is better than using a numerical attribute. And great example is by using All Pro Football, because they really got it down packed the most. They did. Their ability based system truly reflects how how players should truly be measured in sports video gaming, because you truly cannot put a numerical attribute on a player. And perfect example of it is the Detroit Lions, and this is the team that I had created. And as you can see, like, perfect example, like if you watch the NFL, you know how mediocre the team's been. But basically, if you look at the Detroit Lions, and I had spoke to Moody. Like, Moody basically told me, like, he had let me know basically that the Lions basically are a generic roster of players, because there's nobody that truly excels at anything. There's nobody who truly is a predominant superstar on that team. And they're just a bunch of guys that can put in work, which is what an average group of guys is. They're a bunch of average Joes that could put in some work. Like, you look at, like, perfect example, the most recognizable offensive linemen that's why I made them somewhat star-tiered players, is their center. Their center, Dominic Raiola, and then their tackle, their tackler guard, Jeff Backus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those are their, and he's I put him at a bronze star because that's what he truly is, and Raiola as silver because he's been there longer and he's at least been holding it down, because he's only, he's 295 pounds holding it down at center. But you look at the rest of their team. Who really is excelling to say that they're deserving of great abilities? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at, and if you take it the extra step further, and you look at a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who are their star players on offense when it comes to, like, an offensive line or a receiver or what have you? Jeff Saturday is their predominant offensive line player. So he would be a silver or gold star offensive lineman. You see what I'm saying? But that's not saying that, that's not to discredit the rest of their line. It's just that he's a standout player. Or All-Pro Deuce Latui from the Cardinals. It's not to discredit him. He would be a star. He would get a star. You know what I'm saying? He would be a star player. Because it's not to, like I said, you're not taking the credit away from the players, but you're being realistic. I mean, realistically speaking, they excel in comparison to their comrades. So therefore, you're going to give them more. You're going to give them more ability. They're going to have better ability than the team on an overall. Because if you look at the Lions, do they have a great offensive line when it comes to defending the pass rush? No. Do they have them when it comes to the run? No. So then, therefore, they will be balanced, which is what I made them. They're a balanced offensive line. They don't excel at anything. You know what I'm saying? They have two players that are like standout-ish on their line, but at the same time, they're still middle of the road. They're very average. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this play here, like, I'm just gonna play it real quick just to show. And this is also just to show the fluidity, and as well as you can see the fluidity in how the gameplay is represented in terms of the offensive line. Like, you see the lines blocking, and now you see here, now this is just one thing, and I mean, not to steal thunder away from Versus on his video, but he had done the commentary video where he was talking about how the player had took a break and, like, he just had no care in the world. Now, if I stop it right here, that would fully respect what he's saying. And say, oh, well, he just walked off like he didn't care, and, he had nothing to worry about or what have you. But that truly, in this instance, that's just, now it's one thing you could blame the animation. Okay, they chose a poor animation for that, you know, and that's what the AI logic made the player choose. It made the player all of a sudden stand up and walk nonchalantly. But as the play continues, he gets aggressive and he comes back and he comes to assist on that on this block right over here. And then as you can see, number 73 over here, he sacrificed blocking him to get to this guy because he was getting to, I think that's Greg Lloyd, because he was getting close, because he's the one that's getting closer. He presents the biggest threat to the quarterback. So he let him go, and he gained up on him, and then that's when that's where you see here, you see Kevin Smith here come up, and he was going to block him, but then he turns around, and he comes in to disturb the defensive tackle. Now, he's not going to bowl him over or anything like that, but he still holds him up. And as you can see, I came out, I rolled out to the left, had to roll out of there. I seen the block was picked up, so I rolled out to the left. And then I go to throw to Calvin Johnson downfield, and the animation is shown in respect. I throw the ball, but then I got cracked at the same time. QB got cracked in respect. And then I'll bring it over here to Calvin, and you can see while he's running. And then as he gets ready, the ball's launched in the air. He's watching for it. The defensive linemen the D-backs are both watching for it. They're both looking at it. A third one is coming in looking at it. And then the ball placement was perfect. Just where only he could get it. He goes ahead, jumps up, catches the ball, gets hit, there it is. But the point is that, I mean, that's just to show the fluidity again of this game in comparison to what Madden's lackluster efforts over the years. But besides that point, an ability-based system is what you would use, because that's how you truly would rate a player, and that's the best way to truly determine a player, because you get to see, because an ability is not going to come through every single time, but it's going to come through on a normal basis. Just like you would see in a game on Sunday. You will see that in a normal, if you have a person that has exceptional speed, if he gets into the right circumstance where he can actually use that breakaway speed, he's going to use it. You see what I'm saying? And it'll truly reflect itself. But when you just put a number on somebody and say he's got this speed, he should be doing all these crazy things, then that's when things get a bit awry and they get a bit haywire. And then all of a sudden you're pointing at numbers saying, well, he's supposed to be able to do that. And that's not really a true way to judge a game, or to truly judge a player's ability. At least in my opinion, that's what I think. But I believe that an ability-based system is the best way to go, because that's truly how players are determined when it comes to their value on a football field, a basketball court, tennis court, rugby, soccer field, wherever. But in this instance, we're talking about football, and that's the best way that they should be depicted. And that's why I'm happy that Backbreaker did go that route, and I hope that the game really does excel and do well.